Alright, hello everyone and welcome to the preview for Hull City versus Fulham. Fulham versus Hull City, I should say. Another one like this is the last one that you'll have from me here. And yeah, match reaction tomorrow. I'm unsure when I'll get good service, so that might be a Sunday job that comes out. Anyway. So, stuff about the game then. Craven Cottage, 3 o'clock kickoff UK time. I follow Tigers audio, £2.50 is the way to listen to this game. Because I know City did come to the idea of doing a worldwide stream on iFollow, but that's only because Sky weren't putting it on the red button. With it being a midweek game, so this one I don't think there'll be a stream for. Unless you go on Fulham's site and they do something different. And of course it's in the Championship because we won. Because we were this last year. Team news. McCann has given a bit more of an update this week. So we've got timescales on Malik Wilks, George Honeyman, Ryan Longman. Let's see. So, Grant McCann said that Ryan Longman, who was substituted against QPR with a groin problem, is nearly there. He says that this game comes too soon for him, but by the sounds of it, that means that he should be back for Bournemouth this time next week. Malik Wilks with his calf injury is out until after the international break, and George Honeyman is out for the same length of time. That is sort of mid-September. This is the 4th game of the season now, so Honeyman should only be missing for another 3 or 4 games maximum. Because McCann said he's going to miss the first 6 or 7 games. Then there's Alfie Jones, who McCann has described to have a niggling groin problem. So make of that what you will. It says they're going to make a decision on whether to play him today for tomorrow. And George Monker with his suspension, this is the 2nd game of his 3-game ban. He'll miss the Bournemouth one next week and then he'll be back for after the international break, which I believe off the top of my head, I'll try and have a look on my watch. Will it tell me? No. It won't let me scroll that far. Okay, that's good. But I think it's at, is it Blackburn or Sheffield United? Something like that. Something like that. So, we'll do what we did last week. We'll do what I think just off the cuff. It was really, really poor against Derby. Really, really poor. But for those sections of the crowd who booed the players at full time, I'd gone by then. But for those at full time who stayed and booed the players off the pitch and shouting McCann out, not good enough. We need a new goalkeeper. It was the 3rd league game of the season. You've got to give McCann at least 10 games before you start claiming McCann out, because he's got a lot of players out injured. He's got Alfie Jones, just all who we said. We've got a thin squad anyway with the embargo, but to have Longman, Wilks, Honeyman, and possibly Alfie Jones all out injured, that's 4 players. 3 of them nailed on first team starters. You've got Monker, who's suspended, and then you've got Longman, who you can probably say can come in up front if we need to. So it's just hold your horses for a bit on the McCann out train. After we conceded after 8 minutes at Preston, all the comments on the Twitter post when City said 1-0 Preston were just ridiculous. 8 minutes into the season and there was McCann out, get this player out, put this player in. Give them time. Give them time. They know the performance was poor. So do we. Give them time to act on that. It's going to be difficult in these next 2 games to pick up any points at all. We're playing Bournemouth, who were in the playoffs last season, and we're playing Fulham, who are just walking through anyone and everyone. We'll talk a bit more about Fulham in a moment, what I see, what I think of them. I've not watched any single minute of Fulham football this season. But just give them time. Ingram has made 2 mistakes, leading to 2 goals in the last 2 games, but again, he kept that Derby scoreline down massively. But it's always just focusing on the negative. So you put into perspective the fact that he has not only kept it from being 2-0, he's probably stopped it from being 3-4-5 against Derby. And even though he cost us the goal, which left us ultimately walking away from the game with no points, I think had Derby not scored then, I think they would have gone on to score, because they had just more hunger than us, quite simply. But Tom Huddleston came on. I thought he was the one who just he was the only one there with any urgency to drive the team forward. And yes, it was only a few passes here, but he picked up the game. He picked up the other 10 players around him and just said, look, get forward. Let's create chances. Fulham then, wow. What a start. Marco Silva, we know what a manager he is. We know what a manager he is. Harry Wilson, we know what a player he is. And he's gone on to be so much better from than when we had him. And he was good then. Still got Carey, another former Tiger. Alexander Mitrovic will banging goals at this level when you give him the opportunity. So it's going to be a very difficult game for us. It's going to be a very, very difficult game. Shared shirts, I've mentioned 2 of them there. Harry Wilson, Tom Kearney. I believe there's Shonny Aluko as well. And I can't... David Stockdale's another one. Again, now I can't think of any more off the top of my head. I'll keep going. So, predicted team then. I think it will be Ingram in goal, the back 4. I'm going to say he's not going to make any changes because he can't. He's not got the players to. If we had Wilkes in there, if we had Honeyman, I think he would make a change. But he's just not got the squad depth to. And the players that he can bring in are too inexperienced. And then Huddleston's not fully match fit yet. So this is what I think he'll go for. Ingram in goal, back 4, Coyle, Greaves, Alfie Jones if he's fit. If not, I think he'll go for Deshaun Bernard and Callum Elder. Midfield 3, Smallwood the captain, Doherty and Smith. Doherty's looked absolutely lost this season. Without Honeyman, the midfield is just so much worse. When Honeyman's fully fit, the midfield I would play is Huddleston, Honeyman, Doherty. Because we still need that sitter. We saw last season when we didn't play with that sitter, we fell apart. So we need to keep that sitter. But Smallwood's the skipper, so it's unlikely to see him dropped. And then the front 3, I think, will be Williams, Lewis Potter and Josh McGuinness. No changes because I don't think he can make any. And the bench is going to stay, which I believe is the same as well. So Baxter, Eves, Emmanuel, Cannon, Huddleston, Deshaun Bernard and Will Jarvis. Jarvis, when he came on, I think he's edged James Scott out. There's rumours that Scott is going to Hibernian, I think. Daily Record reported that, so there's been no transfer talk this week. It's because I'm here. Yeah, the move just hasn't worked out for James Scott, has it? It's a shame, because there's a player in there. Same with Eves, there's a player in there, but he's got no confidence. That's the same problem that Scott had last season. There's a player in there, sure, but Scott lacked the confidence last season, and that isn't changing. So, and Will Jarvis came on, instantly looked more effective than what Scott was last season when he was subbed on. So, I think, and McCann rates Jarvis so highly out of the academy. I think Will Jarvis has firmly got his foot in the door now. Predicted score, I don't see it going well for us at all. I don't like to be the negative one. I'll defend the players, yes, but I can't see us getting any points out of this Fulham game at all. I can see us losing 3-0. Because that's just the form Fulham are on. We won't play particularly badly, just like we did against QPR. But the form Fulham are in, nobody's going to stop them. The only teams that I feel can stop them, well, the only team I think that can stop them is West Brom. Because I was thinking you could say maybe Sheffield United, but they look a mess. So it's two of the relegated teams who are going to be pushing it up there. We saw that at the start of the season as a car just drives past, and I think they're the only teams that will be able to stop each other. Because Ismail has got West Brom playing brilliantly, and Silva has got Fulham playing very well as well. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. This car's coming past now, so I'll end it there. See you later, everyone. Goodbye. Up the Tigers. If we can get a point, I'll be pleased. If we can get a win, I'll be over the moon. But I do expect a defeat. Yeah. Sorry. See ya. Goodbye.